Hello, good morning. My name is Liliana Tintin. I'm going to be your teacher for today. And you can call me Teacher Lily or Teacher, whatever you like, whatever you are comfortable with. Um, we are going to learn about poetry in this class. Um, so, who would like to tell me what is poetry? Okay, yes, that's very good. So basically, a poem is a sentence or a group of sentences where we share our most intense feelings or something that has happened to us. So that is what we're going to do in this class. We are going to learn about poems. We're going to learn about what they are, how to make them, and whether or not a poem is good or not. We're going to learn what makes a poem and what makes it good in this class. And at the end of it all, we are going to make and create our own poetry. So let's begin. During our classes, we're going to start with the basics. What is a poem? And a poem is constructed with three main parts. Okay, we have the first part is our musical qualities, which includes our rhythm, our rhymes, and our meter. The second part is condensed literature. And what that means is, for example, when you watch a movie and the movie is like 2 hours long, and after you watch the movie, you sit down and you write a summary of that movie. Well, that is what we're going to do, but with literature. We're going to take something big, a big idea or a big feeling, and we're going to condense it or concentrate it or focus it into a small, precise emotion or feeling or inspiration from a moment specific that has happened to you. Which leads us to the third part of the poem, which is intense feeling. Now, what is intense feeling? Intense feeling is that emotion, that great emotion you have when something happens to you, that great happiness or intense sadness, that tingly feeling you have when you write or you read something that touches you. And that is what poetry is. Something that touches your heart because of something that happened to you at a certain moment. So, how do we make a poem? Well, today we're going to focus only on the first part of making a poem, which was the music qualities. And like I said before, the music quality part includes three mini parts, which is rhythm, rhymes, and meter. Let's start with the rhythm. Who can tell me what is rhythm? Okay, very good. Now try to say that in English. Basically, what rhythm is music. It is just the music you make when we speak or when we write something. Now, in English, when we speak or write in English, we have a certain melody that we produce. Every language has a melody. Every language has a different kind of melody when we write, and inside that language we have different melodies from different parts of the country or something like that. In English in particular, well, when we write a small normal sentence or when we speak a certain sentence, we create a kind of like a high note and a low note, higher tones and lower tones when we're speaking or when we're writing. So, who can give me an example of a simple English sentence? Just one teeny tiny sentence. How about you over there? Okay. Yes, very good. That's a normal sentence. Now, take that sentence and slow it down. I want you to repeat it, but very slowly. Very good. Now, if you notice it, when you slow it down, you start to realize that you go up and you go down when you are speaking in English, just kind of like I'm doing right now. I am talking up and down. That's basically how the English language works. We're very zigzaggy. We go like this. Other countries are more higher up, and other countries can be lower down. For example, take Cuenca. Cuenca has a pretty specific melody and rhythm when they are speaking. They have like a very high note at the end of their sentences, which makes it a little bit funny for us when we listen to them. But that is their rhythm. And that is their melody. That is how they speak, and that is how they write it down. And so now you know that is rhythm. The second part of the musical qualities of making a poem is when you make rhymes. And what is a rhyme? A rhyme is when you take a word at the end of your sentence, the finish line of your sentence, at the finish line of your sentence, and you combine this word with another word that has the same sound. Okay? For example, let's say the word cat. Who can give me what rhymes with the word cat, or what has the same sound with the word cat? Okay, yes, all of those words have the same sound. Cat, nap, pat, sack, all of those sounds. Now, when you write a poem, like I said, it is a group of sentences. So we have one sentence that finishes with cat, and the next sentence has to have sense, has to have meaning together with the first sentence. And the end of that sentence has to also have the same sound with the ending of the first sentence. That is how we create like a little oomph, a little strength, a little something extra when we create a rhythm for our poem. Like I told you, when we speak and when we write, we always have rhythm. Just poetry gives it a little bit more punch, like a little bit more rhythm than normal. Now, the third part of our musical qualities is called meter. The meter, well, when we listen to the word meter, you are probably thinking like the metric system, like length. Like when I say, my house is 3 meters, or I walked home for like 5 meters long. That is how we think of meter. But when it comes to poetry and music, actually, meter is a pattern of sounds, or more frankly, it is a count of sounds and syllables. To put it into to explain to you a little bit more, it is when you hear music and you start humming or singing to the notes, and you're going and you start kind of like counting, and you go la 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 la. Now imagine that counting, but with words. So for example, I say, let's go party, let's go party. That counting of every sound that you make while you're talking, that is a meter. Well, that is how we count the meter of our poetry. It is a pattern of sounds. Okay, basically that's it. Those are the 3 parts of meter. And I want to give an extra example of a meter by using this word. Okay? This is a tongue twister, and it's only one word. It is the longest word in English. Now I'm gonna say it fast because it's a tongue twister, and then I'm gonna give you the opportunity to say it and practice it with me for a little while. Okay? So the word says supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I actually said it really slow. Let's go a little bit faster. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. There you go. Sounds difficult? It's a little difficult, but as you see here, I kind of made like a little line right here, and that is how you know, that is how you count the metric. These are each syllables when you speak in English. Each syllable is a metric of sound. That's why it's called meter. So here we go. We are going to, here's my little pen. We're going to make a little sound. Okay? And we're gonna go one by one. Supercali. Well, actually, yeah. It would be one more here, but we're just gonna go with this. One more time. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now everybody do it with me. One more time. Let's go. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Now if you go fast using that metric, you can do it faster. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Go ahead and try it out by yourselves. I'm gonna give you maybe like 2 minutes, maybe less. Wow, you're practicing a lot. Go ahead, continue. You're getting better. Okay, very good, guys. Okay, I think it is time to stop so that we can, continue with our lesson. Okay, guys, please calm down. Let's stop. Let's continue. Let's focus. Okay? Now, to end the final part, to begin or end, whatever you want to say it, to finish our final part of our class, I will make a poem. I'm gonna show you a poem that I just made for you guys. And we're going to break this poem apart, and we're going to analyze it using the 3 parts of the music qualities that we just learned. Okay? What were the 3 parts again? Let's remember. Rhythm, rhymes, and metric or meter. Okay? Rhythm, rhymes, and meter. Those are the 3 parts. Let's see how we can use that to analyze one poem. So here's the poem I gave for you guys. Let's read it together. Okay? The roses are red, the violets are blue. With the words in my head, I make a poem here for you. Very easy poem, very silly poem, but here it is, a poem it is. Now let's analyze the first part, the rhythm, right? Well, actually, let's analyze it beginning with the rhymes. Let's do that first. Let's analyze the rhymes. We have here the ending of the first sentence. The roses are red. Okay? So we have red. And on the third sentence here, with the words in my head, I rhymed red with head. Okay? And now on the second sentence, I have blue. We rhymed it here with head. We rhymed it here with head. And now we're gonna check. Okay? We rhymed it blue, the vocal sounds of you, with the you here. Blue, you. Blue, you. Red, head. Eh. Okay? Easy enough, right? The roses are red, the violets are blue. With the words in my head, I make a poem here for you. Now, does the poem make sense with each sentence? Yes or no? Yes, very good. It does make sense. Now let's use the meter and let's count the syllables of our poem. Okay? Let's go. The roses are red. So we have 5 counts. 5 counts for the first line. Now let's do the second line. Let's start. The violets are blue. That's 5 counts. Let's go with the third one. With the words in my head. Those are how many? 6 counts. We have 6 counts on the third one. Now let's do the last. Oh, sorry, got it on my head. Let's do the last sentence. I make a poem here for you. How many? 7 counts. Now, not always when we do the countings, like for example here, the roses, here are 2 syllables, right? 2 stresses in sounds. So it's not always going to, the counts of the meter, it's not always going to be the same as the number of your sentence, of the number of words in your sentence. It's not always going to be the same. So you have to pay attention to that. And because of that, right now, if we see the pattern of our poem, of our sentences, it doesn't look like it sounds good, right? It looks like it should be sounding bad. Like the rhythm is off. But when you hear it, the roses are red, the violets are blue, with the words in my head, I make a poem here for you. It sounds good, right? The rhythm that I gave it, it sounds pretty much the same. Yes or no? Yes, it does sound the same. Then how come if it sounds the same, does it not match the counts? Is the meter off? Is my rhythm off? Am I reading it wrong? You're not reading it wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Let's start with this one, with the words in my head, the last 2 sentences. Okay? Because the last 2 are the ones that are different. Now, in English, when we read or when we speak when we speak English, sometimes we tend to combine the words. Why do we combine the words? We do this because we want to speak faster. Okay? And in this case, we're doing it because we want to have the same rhythm as the first two. Okay? So when we combine in English, we usually use the ending of one word has to be consonant. For example, the words in this part, words finishes with an S. S is a consonant, okay? And the next word has to start with a vowel. So in starts with a vowel because it's I, and then we combine these two. Okay? Now when we speak it, we say with the words in my head, words in. Okay? Everybody with me say words in. Words in. And that is how we do it in order to combine the words, and we make our poem. And that is it.